Hey, this is a whole new ball game that you
I
got me into.
Hey, I'm all about helping people stretch. So what can I say?
Oh, shoot. All right, so go live.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Wow, I am so excited. Thank you all for having patience with me. This is totally new thing for me to do. And people have been on my case about you should be doing live, you should be doing live. And this lady has pushed me into doing live today because she has something new and exciting that she wants to share with you. As you know, COVID-19 pandemic has caused a great deal of uncertainty, and not just our personal life, but in our businesses too. And it's been a rough year, a year that lots of uncertainties have taken place, fears, pain,
Hmm.
loss. I personally had several loss in my family. And I'm sure, like me, you found yourself asking questions like, how to get past all this? How do we keep our hopes and dreams alive? What do I do to stay relevant and profitable in my business? Well, today I have a very special guest I know you'll enjoy hearing from that has some answers to those very questions. Her name is Raven, aka the talk show Maven, and I am so excited that she's on here with me today. She is just a wonderful person, and as a child, she felt can you imagine this? She actually felt dismissed, overlooked, and invisible. But despite that, she dreamt of one day being on the radio. However, she gave up on her dream and her broadcasting journey didn't begin until age 55. Never too late, ladies and gentlemen. While in the ICU by her mom's bedside, where her dream found her. Since then, Raven's gone on to become a five-time award-winning show host, international best-selling author, founder of Raven International Broadcast Media Empire, the CEO of not one but two agencies, Beyond the Interview and the Profitable Broadcaster. And she's proud to be the recipient of Barack Obama's 2016 President's Lifetime Achievement Award. For over a decade now, Radiant's passion has been to teach others how to be the Oprah in their own niche. And
Hmm.
OWN own the media so they too can finally step out of the shadows into the spotlight with their very own podcast or TV interview series. How cool is that? And I am so proud because I got to write about that award that she won back in 2006. So,
Yeah.
whoa. Wow, Raven, it's great to have you here with me.
Oh, I'm so glad we worked it out. And I want to apologize for anyone that we just kind of had waiting because we had to work this out. But you were a pro. I was listening to you. So I want to, congratulate you on that. And yes, you did. You were the first one to even ask to write up the fact that I had gotten the award. So thank you. You and I have been on quite a journey together, haven't we, my friend?
It has certainly been that. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you how I met. I just love telling this story, so I'm not telling it again.
And I love hearing it because it's so real.
I actually met Raven by accident. I was going through the YouTubes and happened to run across some interviews that she had done. And I listened to several of them and I thought, wow, it'd be fun to do something like this, but never going to happen for me. And then about 2 weeks later, I'm at a conference. I'm talking to someone. And as I'm laughing, and you know how kind of you laugh, you kind of step back. I step back on somebody's foot. I turn around and it's Raven.
Ouch.
Oh wow! And I'm so glad because we've been friends ever since. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure to know you. I consider it an honor that you count me as one of your friends. I certainly do count you as one of my great friends.
Well,
So
thank you.
today, Today I'm going to talk to Raven about how to soar in business despite the pandemic.
Yeah, I
So,
love this
Raven,
topic. So thank you for having me on and allowing me to kind of share, some things that have helped me with your audience. I know your podcasters will be listening to this, and we want to acknowledge them too. And those of you that are here and those of you that are not here, hopefully you will walk away with one thing that you can use to push you through this awful pandemic crisis we're in.
yes. Well, how has tell us how has the COVID-19 changed your business, Raven? Because I know you're in the broadcasting, and sometimes I hear people saying,
Hmm.
"Oh, we don't have money to pay for this, and we don't have time to do this. We need something that we can just get people going right now." So, how has it affected your business? Because you're in the media business.
Right, right. Well, and I'm a small business owner, like many of the people I'm sure that are watching us. And so, as a small business owner, you feel the effects of every time something hits the economy hard. People, of course, they start watching which way their funds go. They start weighing out, is this where I should put my dollars in, especially when I don't know what's happening. And this pandemic, as you know, we never went through this in our lifetime, right? Nothing at this extent, so
Mm.
it was kind of shocking to all of us. And of course, just like many of your listeners and viewers, I got calls of people, trying to decipher, why should I stay here, or put my account on pause. So it affected me first in that way. You know, um, and then I think that's when I really started paying attention to it, because before I was just thinking, like most people, this was going to be something that might knock us down for a couple weeks, right? But then it'll be gone. Never did we know we're in what, 8 or 9 months of this now. So,
Uh,
um, and it took me to a point where I was dealing with fear, I was dealing with doubt, I was dealing with uncertainty, and almost shut me down. Meaning had me in shock. Had me sitting at my desk trying to, first of all, I was thinking about my health. How are me and my husband, who are in our late 60s, are going to get past this? Are we going to be safe? Are we going to live through this? And then it went over to the business. And then, you know, what does this mean for my business? And, how are we going to survive this? So it's affected me, like I'm sure it's affected you and many of our listeners and viewers.
yes, it certainly has. Definitely. So, what's been your biggest challenge, and how did you get past it?
My biggest challenge was keeping my mindset lifted during a time when everything around us was chaotic. I mean, not only were we dealing with the pandemic, we're dealing with a lot of racial stuff, protests, rioting. It was a lot, right? I mean, let's keep it real. It's been a lot, and I ain't no spring chicken. So,
Hey, I'm older than you,
yeah, yeah.
so I
And,
know about that.
and yeah, and when you're younger, you can kind of handle some of this stuff, but this was a
Mhm.
lot. I found myself walking around saying, "This is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot," because it was a lot. But then I realized that I was speaking more of a lot of this, a lot of overwhelmness, a lot of fear, a lot of confusion, a lot of self doubt, a lot of just not knowing what's going on. I was speaking that so much into my life that it was shutting me down.
Mhm.
And so, what I hope the viewers that are listening to this now and that will listen to this, days from now, will take to heart is we can only control the controllable. And so when things get like they are right now during this pandemic, and you don't have much control except for keeping you and your family and loved ones healthy and safe and the people around you, you have to tap into something, whether it be your God, whether it be meditation, what something. For me, it was a little mixture of all that, including audios and videos that would not take me away from what's happening, because I didn't want to bury my head in the sand. But I knew I needed spiritual lifting. Knew I needed motivation, inspiration, because my plans are to live through this. And for weeks, I was feeling like I wasn't. So my biggest challenge was my mindset. And how I got past it was to tap into, you know, God first for me, and then many of the mentors that I invested in. I would go back and revisit those courses, revisit my one-on-one calls with them that I had recorded. I would, just download audios and Audible, go to podcasts, listen to some of the interviews that I did of great people and some of the interviews of other podcasts. I even listen to Courage to Live Your Dreams, you know.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, and it was very good. And so I am a big believer in we have to push past what's trying to hold us back, and we can only control, Lawana, the controllable.
Yes.
We have no control over some things, and it's hard for us, especially as women, because we can be pretty controllable. We've controlled husbands, children, and all that stuff. So it can, and as business owners too, so it can be pretty tough to know that you don't, and pretty unsettling to know that you're facing something that you have no control over.
Exactly. For myself, uh, at first, like you, I thought maybe a couple of weeks, a month at the most. And so I really wasn't concerned because I thought I'll be back out there doing what I have always been doing, and so things will be okay. Might have to try to catch up on some things, but it'll be okay.
Yeah.
But when April came to an end and we were still in it, I had to start thinking about what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
What could I do? And it's been a little bit of a journey for me because, as I tell people, I have so many interests, so many things that I truly like doing.
Yeah.
And trying to settle on one that I could just focus on in that area was a little difficult. But doing those interviews helped a great deal. I discovered I really like doing the interviews with those authors. And
Yeah.
so because of that, I'm going back into doing Courage to Live My Dream interviews on your program.
Absolute Raven TV and Amazing Women and Men of Power, and you're very good at it. So you definitely should stick to something that you're natural at it.
Mhm.
And if you guys are listening to her and watching this now or later, and you, like I do, feel Lawana is a natural, put yep, she's a natural, because
Thank
you
you.
are, and we're super excited. Uh, even though you tugged and pulled a little bit, I am super excited. We, the team, Jamie, Chris, and I are very excited that you're still part of both the Raven TV network and Amazing Women and Men of Power radio. So
It's
thank you for that.
well, you're welcome. I certainly enjoy doing the program. I'm looking forward to the new shows that will be coming out. And well, before I get off subject, because I can wander all over the place.
I know, two talkers, right? You guys
Exactly.
grab a drink and sit in your favorite chair. No telling how long you'll be here. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, here I am with my fellow Aryan partner here. So anything could happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, so how do we or business people keep their businesses growing during these times? And with so much going on around us, how the heck do we stay positive?
Good question. Well, to keep our business going, let's deal with that first. We have to stay relevant. We have to stay in the front of the business world and not in the back. We have to let people know, hey, there may be a pandemic going on, but we are here to not sell to you, service you, and ask them, what is it that you need now? Let's jump on a quick call and talk about what's holding you back. What are your issues? And I'll let you know if and how I can assist you. And if so, I'll present a couple things to you. You can go with it or not, but let me at least try to service you and help you through this time. And when I think of servicing and not selling, I love that
Mhm.
because, I used to be a salesperson before I knew any better. Now I feel like, and I was a good salesperson, but now I feel like I'm a great servicer. My job is to service people, find out where their pain is, and service them. And this is why I created Amazing Women and Men of Power, Raven TV, and now Raven International Media Empire, and all that goes up under the umbrella, because I took things where I had a pain for, and did surveys to find out if other people had that same pain, and then I would create things to help them out, things that were affordable to help them out, because everybody didn't have 50,000, 30,000, 100,000 to spend. So, for me, I think you have to stay relevant. You have to come out of the shadows into the spotlight. You don't look at and worry about, I've got one person on my stream or two people on my stream. That stream, as long as it stays out there, before you know it, you'll see you have thousands of people on it. So just get out there, stay relevant, stay in front and not behind, because those that are waiting for this over and they're not doing their business, they're not staying in front, they're not pushing past the pain, are going to be left behind, sadly. And that hurts me to say that, but it's real and it's the truth. So, how do what do? You stay relevant, you stay out there. And how do you do that? You look for ways that you can do something different, find a pain that your audience is having. Maybe it's a new pain, or maybe it's a pain that's been there, but you were so busy before this pandemic that you didn't have time to address it. Well, now you do. Figure out what that missing link is, and go out there and provide a service, and reach out to those people that had brick and mortar businesses and help them out. A lot of us online um, businesses, they need us. They don't know how to do a Zoom. They don't know how to do a Facebook Live. They don't know how to create products and write books and stuff. So there are people that don't even know where to start, who to look for. Let's be the leader that they're looking for and reach out to them and say, hey, I'm sorry you lost your business, but let me tell you, it ain't over till the fat lady sing, and I don't hear her nowhere around. Let me help you out. Let me show you how.
I have a friend who's uh, says that quite often, that if you're not out there front and center now, when things come back, people will go to the ones that they saw and recognize to do
Yeah,
business with. So,
yeah.
excellent suggestion that you have there. So now getting to that positive part, because it's
Mm.
difficult.
Yeah.
You know,
Easier to say
I'm,
it than to do it. Yep.
I mentioned about some challenges that I've been having these last 3 or 4 weeks that are driving me crazy. And I'm
Yeah.
working on making sure that it doesn't drag me down. So, what
Yeah.
suggestions do you have to help people stay up, to lift themselves if they have fallen?
Yeah, well, thanks for asking that. Some of it is what I mentioned earlier on when we first started the interview, is tap into the things that motivate and inspire you. Don't try to be deal with this alone. Even if you live alone, don't try to deal with this alone. Stay connected with people that you trust and care about. If they haven't reached out to you, reach out to them. Sometimes the quickest way to stay positive and motivated and get past our pain is to get past us and reach out to help others. I remember Zig Ziglar saying, um, if you do the thing, well, let me see how, if you help other people with what they want, you'll get what you want without expecting it. And so I know when I was depressed, when the pandemic first hit hard and we were first shut in, I would reach out to find out how my friends are doing, and
Mhm.
of course, my family. And we would get on Zoom and just really stay connected. And I think that's the first thing is get past our own pain and help those that are worse off than us. As you know, Lawana, sadly, you lost, I think it was your nephew, right?
Yes.
And so, and my condolences for that. And you know, you were one of the people that I reached out to, you know, and among many other people. I had a friend that caught it right away. She was one of the first people. And so, and not just people that were directly affected by it, but just reach out to people, hear other people's voices. We may be shut out as far as not being able to go to conferences and stuff, but
Mhm.
thank goodness we have Zoom and platforms like Zoom where we can meet and join and still stay connected. So staying connected, staying uplifted, staying inspired is something you do have control over. So find those resources that do that. If you don't have resources, reach out to you, Luana. Listen to Courage to Live Your Dreams, because I did. And that is very inspirational. And Raven TV and Amazing Women of Power and all the different podcasts and streaming TVs, there's so many resources out here. The main thing is to know that you don't have to go through this alone, because we're all going through this at the same time together, and not just where you and I live, but all over the world. So I think if nothing else, this time has humanized us even more, because things that we, countries and stuff, we probably looked at and said, oh boy, I'm sad they're going through this. And then we kept doing what we were doing. Now we look at it a different way because we're experiencing what they've been experiencing for years and decades.
You know, and I thank God for Zoom, and Zoom probably never realized that their stock would go to the roof like they
Oh
did.
my God. Do you wish, like me, that we had bought
Oh,
stock
had
early
I
on?
only known, you know, because
Yes.
I had Zoom as far back as I believe the end of 2015 was when I first got Zoom, but I didn't utilize it every now and then. But I am so grateful because not only family and friends, but I've reached people who I never would have met
Yeah.
had it not been for Zoom.
Yeah.
You know, I just,
Absolutely. I think we're all thankful for that. That's for sure. That is for sure.
oh my gosh, yeah. So if there are some out of everything bad, some good can come, but you have to look for it and pull it. It's like pulling teeth out, you know. So,
Yeah. Again, you got to stay positive,
mhm,
and you know, if it's meant to be, it's up to me, you, all of us, to find a way to get past this, and don't let it take us down.
right. Well,
Mhm.
wow. I'm up on Zoom now. Get away from that. We're talking about you. So let's get back on
We're
track
good,
here.
girl. We are good.
So, based on all the things that you've said so far, do you still believe this is a good time or even a smart time for people to pivot and start something new?
Yeah, I actually do. I think this is a perfect time to start something new, because how many times have any of us thought about things we wanted to do, but we didn't have the time, Luana? Now we have all the time and then some, right? So we can write those books. We can contact different podcasters and broadcasters and say, will you interview me about this? We can actually redesign our business. We can take the time to look at, hey, what's not working and how can I make this work? We can have more time to collaborate and build partnerships with people.
Mhm.
We can take time out now to educate ourselves that what that's going to make us a better business leader or a better business owner. This is a good time to learn new technology and to try new things, and really to take your business to the next level. Um, and you know, stepping out that box and stretching yourself. Um, you want to be a speaker? Well, this is a good time to sharpen those speaking skills. Get on Zoom, get on live stream, get on podcasts, and practice delivering your message, and go back and listen to what you like, what you didn't like, and what you do better. This is a great time to contact people. Say, hey, I know we're not doing it right now, but if you do, we're not doing live events, but when that happens, I love for you to consider me. Here's a Facebook live stream I did on this. Or if you have any telesummits or podcasts where you're looking for speakers, I'm available. And this is a time when our emails weren't people weren't paying attention to the emails because they were getting too many.
Mm-hmm.
So now when our email pops in, they may take the time to click on your link and find out about you. And a perfect time to do like Diana Ross always used to say, reach out and touch someone, call them up on the phone, because they're there and they want to talk, right? Because we're all shut in. We don't talk enough to people. So this is a great time. Pivot,
Mm-hmm.
pivot, pivot. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially for those speakers who would like to be international speakers, but who are like me, are not going to get on a plane crossing the water or a cruise ship to go to another country. Now they
Oh,
can
man, I'm
be,
not doing that either. Yeah.
now they can become international speakers simply
Yeah.
by having a Zoom
Yeah.
convention or something. So there's so many wonderful things that can take place, and it is great. I'm saddened that people can't get together the way they used to, because we are social people and we
Yes, it's
like
been tough.
hugging and touching one another
Mhm.
and just being there to, just to support one another. So we miss that. I miss that, but
I do
uh,
too.
it's still good that we can reach out to one another this way, as you say. Stay connected. Don't leave anyone behind. If you know someone who's by themselves, get a hold to them. Um, I can't believe my family does not like to get on Zoom, so it's still phone calls for us. But still, at
Absolutely.
least we're reaching out to one another better than we did before. So,
Yeah.
anyway, speaking of something new, and I'm really excited for you about this. I know you're going to be launching your new Beyond the Interview agency soon. So tell us a little about
Yes.
that.
I'm actually so excited about this. Beyond the Interview Agency is something that I started putting that together toward the end of last year, both that and the Profitable Podcaster Agency. So we're actually launched two agencies, or launching two agencies, and it's really, really exciting because this agency was specifically designed, Lawana, as you know, for people that do interviews on podcasts and telesummits. Either they host it or they have guests. Their guests are on them. They do all these interviews and then they look at their hard drive and they're like, I got all these interviews. What the heck am I going to do with them?
Hmm.
So that's how we came up with Beyond the Interview. And we focus on 10xing the guest of podcast and talk show hosts visibility by offering them services that will leverage up their interview. And when we do that, they get the exposure explosion that I feel they deserve. We have, I don't know, maybe 17 agents that we are allowed to um, that we've trained rather, that are ready to go, and they're excited to be able to not only interview guests, but now say, hey, once that interview is over, let's have a chat and talk about what we liked about the interview, what we didn't like, and what we could do better. And let's talk about ways that we can take this one interview and really expound on it, and give you that exposure explosion you deserve. So that's Beyond the Interview Agency. And so we invite everybody to check it out by going to beyondtheinterviewagency.com. And if you can give me screen share real quick, I'll just show a picture of you and the rest of the agents.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Uh,
says I have to get permission from you.
yeah. And make sure I know how to do this.
Just go to share screen at the
Okay.
bottom,
Okay.
and then it has drop down or drop up box that says allow sharing.
Oh
And
no.
if not, no big deal. I'll drop it in the chat.
No, there is a. I've done it before. I don't know why
Yeah.
it's not coming up now. Auto advance.
Don't
It's
worry
not
about it.
coming up. For some
Okay, that's
reason.
okay. That's okay. But anyway, so I'll drop it in the box so you guys can check it out. Well, Luana is one of our 10x visibility agents, and she has an agent code that can save you 20% if you see a product or service you want. So um, we'll make sure we leave that information in the chat box.
I appreciate that. So, how about describing the process behind creating Beyond the Interview Agency? I know they had to
OMG.
take a lot of work.
Well, it did take a lot of work for sure. It was a lot of work. And I tell you, OMG, staying motivated during this pandemic and being able to handle all the different things that would come up would not be easy. But again, I knew that for things to happen, it was left up to me. That was the one thing I had control over. So some of the process behind it was we did a lot of surveys to find out what guests were promoting, and then that's how we chose the products that we wanted to serve them with. And we found out, we wanted to find out if this would be something they were interested in. And we did find out. We started with you and the rest of the hosts to find out, okay, if we build an agency like this, would you use it? What would be some of the concerns you have? What are some of the products and services? And some of the ones I had in mind passed the test and some didn't. So we went by what you and other hosts, not just on our network, but in other platforms, because I'm, of course, one of Steve Osher's icons of influence podcasters. So I've asked many of them and just different friends and stuff I knew. And so I went out and I interviewed different companies that offered these products, and negotiate it with good wholesale price for me so we can offer it for a good price to our potential clients. And I looked for companies that had awards behind them. And number one, you know how I am about customer service, so that had to be at the top of the list. They had to have good customer service,
Mhm.
and I needed to know that they could handle it. And we, picked, I don't know, we probably got about 8 or 9 um, fulfillment centers that do the work for us. So I don't have to do the work. The agents don't have to do the work like you. All we've got to do is service our guests by offering the best product or services that's good for them, and then fill out the order form and let the fulfillment center handle the rest. And they take really good care of our potential clients, and they're people that we can trust and know we can rely on.
Well, I know you mentioned some of the benefits of being a part of that, but could
Mhm.
you share perhaps some of the core services that you offer your clients?
Yeah, sure. The core services that we offer be first of all, I got to say what we do in house, which
Mhm.
is we're able to offer people an opportunity to have a podcast show on our Amazing Women and Men of Power network, a radio show, internet radio show on our radio online radio station, and a TV show on Raven TV. Beyond that, if they want to have their own branded channel, TV channel, and TV network, we will build a channel with their colors, their logo, their branding, that's all about them, and that's going to attract the clients that they're looking for. And so we're able to do that in-house. We're also able to help people with ebooks and paperback books because we have a publishing side. The media side, we are able to get people into press releases. We're able to get people interviewed on good morning shows and NBC and Fox and different channels like that. Now, right now, they are doing their interviews more on Zoom until we are able to get out and be in the studio, but still, we can get you interviewed there. We have a business directory that we're able to get people listed on so people will be able to find them. And we're able to get people full page ads in some of the top magazines like Entrepreneur and Fortune and Forbes and Allure and just all type of magazines that they can take their book. All these authors that you interview, Lawana, they can actually get a full page ad in their books, and they go to the homes of people that subscribe to these books. Local magazines, premium magazines at a discount price that would normally cost you thousands and thousands of dollars, we can get you in there for a good price. So we're a good investment. We're really excited about that. And of course, we do digital marketing too, like SEO, and we can do geofencing and find, pinpoint who your audience is to the T, to the door, to the zip code, to the ideal customer. We can do Facebook ads, and just go to beyondtheinterviewagency.com. That's beyondtheinterviewagency.com. And you'll be able to click on shop, and you'll be able to see the different services. Now, Lawana is a bronze member. So, Lawana, do you have your code by
Not
your
before
services?
me. No, I don't.
Okay. Well, let me grab it real quick. And I know it's in the email I sent you. Hold on one second,
Yes, I,
Lawana.
I saw it in there.
Yeah.
It,
So I'm going to give you Lawana's code, because if you're watching this later or now and you want to check it out, and just in case you see something that you want to get, you would be able to go ahead and I'm just trying to find this because I know I have it. You'll be able to order it. And we want you to get a good price, especially if you're watching this stream. So 20% off, it can make a big difference. And let's see. Okay, so Lawana's code is LP for Lawana Parker, LP 0839 bronze, BRONZE. So again, that's LP 0839 bronze, BRONZE. And Lawana, you might want to write that down so you can put it in the notes
yeah,
if you need.
I just found it when you started when you
Yeah,
started reading it off there. So thank you, and I'll make sure it's
yeah,
handy in the
yeah.
future. Appreciate that. And
Uh-huh.
I also know that you are an international company. So can you tell us some of the coun- countries that your podcast and whatnot go into?
Yes. Oh my God. All over Malaysia, Brazil, South Africa. You know, we're everywhere. We really are. We've always been like that, because I never started a local as a local radio station when we were doing radio only. I always started internationally because I knew I wanted to reach people everywhere. I wanted to help people everywhere. So we're still keeping that, and we've always been a positive programming network. And we're just excited now that we can even do more than just broadcast, but we can actually help people help themselves with the right products and tools and services that they need to grow their business, and again, stay relevant, so that when we come out of this pandemic and everybody is just start getting cranked up to start back and build their business or get their business going back next year, you'll be soaring then, because you didn't put your business on the shelf for months waiting for the pandemic over. You wrote that book, you created that book, you created that course you always talked about, you created that mastermind, you kept your business in front. You came from, as we say, Lawana, from the shadows to the spotlight, by letting Beyond the Interview Agency help you stay relevant, help your business grow. This is a great time to do that, to test things, to grow. You don't want to wait until we come out of this. You want to do it now, so that when we
Right.
come out of this, you're way ahead and not behind.
Yeah. I've seen how some of the shows, programs on your shows have really grown, and
Hmm.
it's exciting that there. It's not just a podcast, but you are on Amazon Fire and Roku.
Yeah, we plan on getting on Apple. We haven't given that up yet. It's a little bit. They have a lot of rules and regulations we got to get around. But we're hopeful that in 2021 we'll be able to do that. But we are offering all three channels to those that want us to build a channel for them. Yeah.
Well, speaking of channels, um, you can actually help somebody have their own channel.
Hmm.
And I know people don't like to talk about cost, so I won't ask you that. But
But about the
is
investment.
it expensive to start your own channel?
It is, but since it's an in-house product, we break it up into payments. So if it takes
Mhm.
you 6 months or whatever, one of the things that I learned early on is to that I am meant to be. I really believe, Luana, from my heart, gut, and soul, that God has blessed me with this media empire to be the person that goes out there and reach people just like me, everyday people. I'm not trying to get the millionaires. I will say we've had a few millionaires find us, and some of them are still with us. But that's not my audience of people that I like to reach out and touch, as Dinah Ross used to say. I like to reach out and touch people like myself, people that are up and coming. They've been up and coming all their lives, and that we need a boost. But if everybody has everything at 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, it doesn't give the regular person a chance,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
so I pride myself on giving them premium service, premium products, red carpet customer service for a very low investment. Not cheap, but a very reasonable investment. And we make it easy breezy for you. As you know, Luana, we work with our clients. We want it more, that I think more about making it happen for them than me, getting paid bukus of money right now. Not to say I'm turning money down, don't get it twisted. But I want to help people because, to be honest, people help me along my journey. I don't know where I'd be if there wasn't payment plans, installment plans. We call them installment plans, not payment plans, because if we can work things out with you, it's a commitment. It's not something that you can try and then say, oh, I changed my mind, because we stepped out on a limb and trusted you and wanted to help you. But yeah, so if, we have, I will say this, we have products and services that you can get it beyond the interview, that is low as maybe $300 or $400, and can be as high as $5,500. It depends on you, but a lot of those, especially the in-house products, are monthly installments. So we made it very reasonable for people, and we're super excited to be offering this. And I want to publicly thank you, because you are one of our profitable podcasters, and I'd love to spend a moment talking about that too. And you're also one of our 10x visibility agents. So congratulations, and thank you for saying yes.
Thank you for asking. Sometimes people just need to know that there's someone back there who has confidence in them and encourage them to move forward. Uh, we hear a lot of negative things. We don't always hear that support that we need. I remember when I was a very young girl, and I was actually very quiet and very shy. And I
Much
asked my
like me.
mother one day, I said, am
Hmm.
I always going to be like this? I said, I don't know how to talk to anybody. And my mother said, I used to worry about you. She said, but Mama Kay told me you are the last of my children I needed to worry about. She said, because you were going to come out of it. You need to worry about the others. So,
And you have. I mean,
and
you've done such a
and
good
just
job.
those few words, it wasn't
Hmm.
nothing fancy, but it made me feel so good that she thought that, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
about me because I had such low self-esteem. So sometimes we just need somebody who recognizes something in us and is willing to push us to go further
Absolutely.
than we think we can. And so
We
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and the other
Okay.
part of it that needs to be, I think, said is we have to be hungry enough, as Les Brown says, to be willing to do the things that others won't. Okay. Jerry Rice was famous for saying, I will do the things that others won't so I can live my life tomorrow like others can't. And part of that is you got to really stretch yourself, and you know, stretch yourself in being willing to give time to learn something, and dedicated time to make something successful. And you also have to be willing to invest. You can't you expect anybody to pay you, you know, $10,000 if you're not willing to pay someone else $10,000. It doesn't matter if it's in one fee or a few fees. So, you know, the best way to attract what you deserve is to be the client, to be the customer, to be the leader that you would want everyone else to be.
Yes. I
And
heard
that means
someone else
investing.
say that
Yeah.
very same thing, and when they said it, I had never thought about it before, but it made such perfect sense.
Yeah.
This person was offering a package, and it was a little pricey, you know. But then she said, if you are not willing to invest in yourself, how can you expect somebody else to
To do it.
invest in you?
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely. That
it
is so fun.
just cleared a lot of things up for me when I heard her say that. So thank you for the reinforcement.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, congratulations, because you're one that did step up
Mhm.
and you did invest. And again, we're glad at you being part of the team for
And
sure.
thank you again. I know you have a free gift for our viewers today, and that will help identify ways they can increase their website traffic, which we all
Yeah,
we all want that. So please tell us
absolutely.
about that, and we'll give you a well, you're already given the code, so I won't worry about that.
Okay.
But
Well, no, no, I'm going to drop a link in here because I want you guys that are serious and not just curious. I like to offer you an opportunity, and this is how you'll get a free website analysis, is to book a time with me. And let's talk about where you are now during this pandemic compared to where you wish you were, where you need to be to not just survive this, because surviving is not good enough. We got to thrive through this. If we're going to win and we win big and we want to come out on the other side ahead. And so we want to encourage you to book some time with me. Let me find out where you're at
mhm,
by a series of questions I will ask you. And then I'll let you know if and how I feel that Beyond the Interview Agency can help you, or if you're a podcaster and broadcaster, be sure to book a time with me because we also have, as you know, the Profitable Podcaster Agency. And this is the first agency that's been created, I'm so proud to say, that will help podcasters and broadcasters, live streamers, YouTube, or Instagram to not rely on sponsorships. Don't turn them down. But while you're waiting on those sponsors to say yes, we're going to help you control the flow of income coming in, take you from amateur podcaster and broadcaster to making a financial, successful and financial income through the podcast, profitable podcaster agency. So whether you're a guest that needs our services from Beyond the Interview, or you are a talk show host that loves doing your show, but you're not making any money, we encourage you to click that link in the chat box and book a time set. We call it a Your Best Next Move session with you. And we'll determine, is a podcast right for you to do? Is having your own channel? Is doing Facebook ads good for you? Is having your ad, your book, your course in Own Magazine or Entrepreneur Magazine, or I think Oprah's is Oprah's magazine, not Own. I'm sorry, or you know, Allure or Good Housekeeping or Golf Magazine. We can get your product or service there. Or should we do a press release around something you did last year that never got attention? We can do a press release and get you picked up on NBC, ABC, Fox. Oh my God, over 30 different news outlets, and you'll have the icon so that you see those people with the as seen of pictures. We'll create one and put those icons on there for you. So it's so much we can offer you. And as a podcaster that wants to make money, we can share with you about our Monetize Your Show, Monetize Your Guest 5-step system. And we can talk to you about the agency and show you how you can make a whole lot of money, honey. Cha-ching, cha-ching. So click that link there. And just for doing it, whether you go any further or you agree to invest or not, we're going to make sure we do a free, complete, full out analysis of your website and let you know what's working on your website, what's not working. Are you attracting people to click on your website, or are you turning them away? And if so, why are they turned away? Do you have broken links on there? Do you have things that can be fixed? This report is so lengthy, it lets you know everything about your website, including if you were to sell it today. I know you're not, but if you were wanting to sell it today, it'll even tell you what your website is worth. So you'll get that free just for booking and spending about 30 minutes with me. We're going to make sure you get that. Now, we do ask that when you click on that calendar that you put in the notes Lawana and her code. That way, should you do move forward, we can make sure you get 20% savings on anything. Plus, Lawana might have a free gift if you mention her too. I don't know. You have to talk to her.
You never know.
You never know.
Well, Raven, it has been such a pleasure having you with us today. I'm so just thrilled to death that you were able to come on despite our little technical challenges.
We got past it, girl. Just like this pandemic, we kept fighting and we got past it. And
Oh, wow,
together we were able
yes.
to work it out.
And
Yeah.
this is actually my first Facebook Live broadcast.
Yay.
So I'm excited about that. And you'll probably see more because I really do like getting on camera these days.
Well, you're beautiful.
But
You just
been
get
a
younger and
been a real
younger looking, and you sound so great. You're so motivational. I was listening to you while you were trying to figure out how to get me on here, and I was like, "Look at that girl. She's handling it like a pro." I gotta say, I'm like the proud mom. You're
oh.
one of my students that I just absolutely love and adore. I've seen you go through the loss of your husband, the loss of your nephew, and I think some other relatives getting sick during this time.
Mhm.
And you're like that little bunny that runs across the screen. You just keep on keeping on, keep on keeping on, keep on keeping on.
I,
Mwah! I love you
I
for that.
gotta do it. See,
Yes, yes.
the man upstairs has promised me 120. I'm holding him to it.
There you go. There you go. Well, I should talk to him because he only promised me 104. So I better have a talk with him
Well,
tonight.
I'm looking forward to my 120. So
Yes,
I got to make
yes,
sure I'm movable and all those kinds of things. So
absolutely. And you will be.
anyway, again, thank you for being on the show. And I just
Hey,
want to
Nora.
let,
I see Nora. Hey, Nora.
hey, Nora showed up. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Good. Thank you. I, I just want to tell everybody, if you don't know it by now, I do have a blog. It's called lawanasblog.com. Go over there and read some of my posts. I've got about 116, 17 of them over there. I post every day to make sure that there's something for you to read. So please go over there and do more than just like it. Follow me and write some comments. I would appreciate it.
There
And
you
if you're
go.
into,
Comments are good. And
yes,
guys, please, if you got anything from this, please make a comment and please share us. Share us with your group. Share us on Twitter, because we know a lot of people, are asking some of the questions that Lawana asked about. And they're wondering, what can I do? How do you get past this? So, we know that the information we share today, there's got to be at least one thing that people can resonate. And putting the beyond the interview agency aside, I'm talking about the things we discussed up front about the pandemic, how to stay motivated, how to get through it, and how we have to focus on controlling the controllable. That's the only way we can let go of our fears and our uncertainty. And we have to tap into whatever source is going to give us strength and endurance and uplift us. So that's my closing statement. She didn't ask for it, but I gave it to her anyway. Hey.
well, what am I going to do? I'm not certainly not going to shut you down. I love you too much for that. Also, I want to
Thank
remind those of you who have not yet purchased a copy of my book, you can go over to Amazon.com, get a copy. It's called Courage to Live My Dream, where I take you through a little journey of what I went through when I found myself going on the downside. And I couldn't believe, because I always think of myself as being positive, but I was really getting down over some things and it was really getting to me. And someone suggested I should put that on paper. And I thought, well, why not? Well, it turned into a book, which I'm grateful for. And I think you might find a few tidbits in there that might help you if you're experiencing any discouragement or negative uh, crosstalk that's going on with your in your head or with others. Please read it. You'll find this some steps that I personally use that work for me, and I hope they'll work for you as well. At any rate, it'll get you started thinking in the right direction. So we thank you for being with us today, sharing this hour or almost hour or whatever it was. We thank you for just putting up with the technical difficulties and giving us a chance to just be here with you. And we've enjoyed it so much. And Raven, I will be talking with you later. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. All
Well,
right, everybody, be
bye,
safe,
everybody.
stay healthy,
And
and be
stay
safe.
tuned for more shows.
Bye bye.